Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of your favorite Ravens YouTube channel and podcast, Talking the Ravens all day, every day, with your host, Justin P., and my MVP co host, Miss Shannon Finch. This is episode 82 for the YouTube channel. And for the audio version, all the links are right there in the description, so no need to get into that. You already know what I'm about to say. Like and subscribe. You can also follow me and Shannon social media platforms as well. They're also in the description below. Oh man, got the co-host got some good shows for us. Got a good show for us. Shows. Well, before we first get started into the program, I want Shannon to tell us a little bit about the Purple Event, the Ravens Help for all the ladies, which they do every year. Then we'll get to regular stuff.
Oh yeah, it was a great day. It's always a great experience to be able to go down on the field and do different football drills if that's what you like to do. You could walk through the locker room. They give out a lot of free items like snacks, foods. You play games, you can win prizes. I have a Ravens finger. I got a Ravens tail. You can play games. They have bingo. And then there are also a lot of different players who are there. So you can see them around. You might take a picture with them, get to see them doing interviews. You get autographs if you sign up for that as well. But it's always a great time. I'm actually glad I was able to get a ticket at the last minute. I don't know how I forgot this year, but that won't happen again. But overall, it was a great event as usual.
Yeah, man. For all the people, the ladies that went, man, glad y'all enjoyed y'all. So y'all are important to the flock. It's just as many as anybody, if not more important, because you guys are mothers. So y'all are giving birth to the flock of the Sorry, man. Like I said, StreamYard is horrible. All right, so
Hmm.
back to the regular schedule program. Go ahead, co-host. Show us your floor is yours.
Okay, so give me your good, bad, and ugly for week 4.
As I said in your group, the good Lamar Jackson, good. No, who else? We'll give them all good. Lamar Jackson, Gus Edwards, Justice Hill minus his fumble. Andrews, of course, 2 touchdowns. Zay Flowers. Uh, Cal Hamilton. Kid. Roquan Smith, Patrick Queen, Ronald Darby, Brandon Stevens, Rockison was good. The entire defense, man. Defense played great. Like I said, 3 points allowed. It's not our fault. Deshaun Watson ain't play. It's not our fault. So, hey, it is what it is. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, sorry, but bear with us. The bad situational play caller still can be better. Be better because Miles Garrett and them still got sacks. Granted, they're going to do what they do, but it felt like we should have let Ricard, pop him a couple times. Same with Zazarian Smith. And Lamar. I think that's what some fumble. So definitely gotta clean that up. The ugly. There wasn't much ugly besides penalties and injuries. So that's about it.
I agree. The defense, obviously, they were great. Like, if we could say great, the defense were great. Anytime you don't allow a touchdown, that's a great day. So obviously they're part of the good. Um, Also good, I will say Lamar as well. A lot of fans got upset with me because I said that the offense looked lackluster early on. I mean, the first 3 out of 4 drives were three and outs. You scored the one touchdown, and then right after that, you fumble. So if anybody watched that and felt like that was good offense, I don't know what you were watching, but I just was calling it how I saw it at that point. And at that point, it was lackluster. But I do feel like Lamar, being the leader that he is, he took over. Like, he took control and he led us to the touchdowns that we did have, and led us to the offense looking better than it had looked, especially last week. It kind of reminded me of week two. Like after week two, we talked about that. Like this is what it could be. I do still think that once we get Bateman back and Odell back, the offense will look better. But it doesn't mean that when we watch it, it doesn't still like aggravate me to see us not be able to do certain things. But overall, they did enough for us to win. I didn't like the conservative play calling, even with a lead. I'm not saying you got to throw the ball over the all over the field, but I do feel like the play calling could have been better. So that's part of my bad. Also fumbling, like we've been talking about fumbling the ball since week one. We can't keep doing that. At some point, you have to clean that up. And like you said with the ugly, it's the penalties and the injuries. Again, that's another thing we've been talking about since week one. So we hope as the weeks go on, like we get better and we aren't still making the same mistakes. But those are things that we're still doing each week. But I do think offensively, once we get back Bateman and Odell and can really get them in the thick of things, it will improve the offense a lot. Like we'll be able to do a whole lot more.
I completely agree. It's gonna take time, new offense. So yeah,
Hmm.
it's that breakout game is gonna come. Just be everybody
Yeah.
be patient. All right,
Look,
co-host.
at
So
least
next
we're better
topic.
in the at least we're better in the red zone this year. I can say that. Last year it was like, oh, but this year we're better in the red zone, so that's a plus. All right, so next we'll go to position grades. Let's start with coaching. What do you give the coaches, Harbs, and the coordinators?
I give him an A. I mean, like I said, A. Situation play it was lackluster at times, but they were able to score 28 points on the number one defense in football. It wasn't flashy or pretty or high obtained, but it's 28 points or 28 points. That's a lot in the National Football League. Like I said, against the number one ranked defense at this given time. So I give it an A. There have no stupid, no mistakes or calls or challenges. So I give it an A.
Hmm. Me too. They get an 8 from me as well. Again, we didn't give up any touchdowns, so that's always a plus. Excuse me. And the offense did more than enough for us to win. Like you said, 28 points is not a little bit of points. We still haven't scored 30 points, but you know, I can't complain. Like that wasn't too much to complain about. So I'll definitely give the coaches an A as well. What do you give Lamar for quarterback?
I give him an A plus. I mean, didn't turn the ball over, false interceptions. The fumble was on Justice Hill, so he had no turnovers. Like I said, game size probably add yardage, but a lot of time yardage is empty calories. Because a lot of people throw for 400 yards and only have one or two touchdowns. It's like, so you just stat pad. But no, I give him A plus.
Yeah, I'll give Lamar A. Can't complain about too much. Like I said, he was a great leader. He what three for two touchdowns, ran for two. Like you couldn't ask for a better day. So yeah, and like I said, when we get guys back, I think he'll look even better. And what do you give the
So what was
offensive
your
line?
grade? It was kind of like,
Oh, A, A.
okay. I didn't hear your grade. Oh, A. Okay.
Yep,
Offensive
A.
line, huh, man. I give them a B plus. It could have been an A, but a couple times we got Miles Garrett and them got to the mark a couple times. I didn't really like that. I get it. Like I said, he's gonna make his plays. All pro player. I felt like we should have slid Pat Ricard somewhere to stalemate that rush. Same thing I think we need to do in Pittsburgh. Put a body on Watt. So I give it a B plus.
I give him a B because overall they had a good day. They did give up some sacks, some hits, or whatever, but we also walked out of that game talking about the great throws that Lamar made. And Lamar can't make those great throws if he didn't have the protection that he had. And we've been complaining
Right.
about them not being able to pass protect. So I will definitely give them a B for the game on Sunday. All right. So
Okay.
what do you give the running backs?
Give them a B plus. The yards per carry was a lot. Wasn't much to desire for, but they got grinded out yards and they keep the chains moving. So I give them a B.
I give him a B as well. I mean, it's running back by committee at this point. Like we would love to be able to have one running back that could get 100 yards a game, but if you can get two that can still get you over 100 yards a game, you're winning, right? So overall, I can't complain. They did their job, and the run game was working on Sunday, and again, that was against a really good defense, so they definitely get a B. All right, and what do you give the tight ends?
I give them an A, man. I mean, Mark Andrews. I mean, likely them guys did their job. I mean, like Andrews 2 touchdowns. So yeah, he made big play at the big play. So I give him an A. It's like, hey, couldn't ask for much more.
Yeah, they get an A plus from me. I mean, and it's all because of Mark Andrews. Like two touchdowns, obviously, but that one that he caught, that was like probably shouldn't have been caught, but he went up there and got it. Like that's what you want from your pass catchers, whether it's a tight end or wide receiver. So yeah, he did. Yeah, that was a great game by Mark Andrews. I'm glad he's back. And lastly, on offense, what do you give the wide receivers?
I give them an A too for them to be shorthanded to still get up and make plays. They made plays. Duvernay and Aguilar did what they could do. So I give them an A. Due to the circumstances.
Yeah, I'll give them a B. It wasn't anything that like really negative about it. But it wasn't anything that also like that was game changing. They did their job. Zay Flowers had a big catch for us when we needed it. Um, but I would just love for the passing game to be better. But when you're down three guys, it is what it is. You know what I mean? So I can't complain too much about them. They're trying. They're doing what they can do. And Nelson Aguilar, he also made a good catch. He just didn't have both feet in. You know what I mean? So that would have been different too if he had done that. But it was an okay game overall. I can't complain too much about them. All right, so let's go over to the defense. What do you give the defensive line?
I give them a B plus. They did pretty well. They got some pressures. They stopped the run fairly good. Ford and Hunt did have some runs. So yeah, I give them a B plus.
I give them a B as well. We talked about the defense in the offseason. We always talked about if the front was good or how great they could be, it would help out the back end. It's just like they've been better than I've expected them to be, based on the guys that we've lost. So I definitely give them a B as well. And what do you give the linebackers, middle linebackers and outside linebackers?
I gotta give them an A plus. I'm sorry, like they were a big part. They was getting pressure. Queen and Roquan flying up, making tackles, dropping into their zones. So yeah, I definitely gotta get them an A plus. They were all over the place.
I also give them an A plus. I mean, I feel like a broken record every week when we talk about the linebackers because we already know what's going on in the middle. Like I just haven't seen anything like that probably since Ray Lewis and Bart Scott or Ray Lewis and McLean. Like you know what I mean? Like just to have two guys in the middle that can take care of business. Like I just love it. So everything you said definitely A plus. And what do you give the secondary, the cornerbacks and the safeties?
A plus, 3 turnovers. I don't care if it was Dorian Thompson Robinson or Deshaun White. I don't care. Like A plus. Cal got his first pick. Brian Stevens got a pick. Somebody else got a pick too. Gino has in the secondary with an interception and no touchdown passes allowed. A plus, A plus plus. It's like what else can we say?
I agree. I mean, you said what I was going to say. You, if you can turn the ball over like you're getting turnovers, you're helping us. You're putting us in a position to win. Again, that's another group of guys that we were kind of concerned about with all the injuries that started happening as the season started, and it's like we can't even tell that we're missing guys. You know what I mean? Like they're out there balling. So definitely an A plus. All right. So we have a couple of topics to get
Mm-hmm.
into. We just finished up talking about the defense, right? How great they were on Sunday, how great they've been already through 4 weeks. How great do you think this defense can actually be?
I think they could be the number one defense in the league, especially when everybody gets back healthy. Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Williams, Oway, Jabo. I think he's out. He'll be back in about 4 or 5 weeks. You know, this once we get all our horses back, definitely this could be the best defense in the league. We're still playing lights out now with guys like Cal Van Noy just signed, Arthur Millette. So I think we can be when we get fully healthy, we can be the number one defense in the league.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I was thinking about this question and it made me think about 2018, right? Like that was the last time that we had the number one defense overall in the NFL. And this defense, even with the holes that we have, like we're still good enough to be number one. So I definitely think we can be number one. All right. And the next topic. Now, John Harbaugh gets a lot of slack from the flack from the fans. A lot of people, you like him, you don't like him, and everybody has reasons to do both, right? But on Sunday, he won his 150th game. What are your thoughts about him winning his 150th game? That's a big deal.
Yeah, man. It's a big deal, man. Congrats to Harbaugh, man. So he's been here 15 years. So that's basically 10 wins a season when you average it out what his wins have been. So that's real good. That's very good. Go football coach. I think everybody's upset with him because we know he knows football. He comes from a football family, and then sometimes the football IQ don't click right then and there during the games. And we like, damn, bro, like you ain't just if we could see it, how you ain't see it, stuff like that.
Right.
So I think that's why everybody be fed up with him. But everybody know he's a good ball coach, man. Well deserved. Definitely gonna be a Hall of Fame coach once he's done for sure. So yeah, man, definitely congratulations to John Harbaugh.
Yeah. The best thing I like about what he said when he after we won and he was surprised with the game ball by Eric DeCosta was that you can't win without great players. You know what I mean? So he's not even taking the credit like it's all him. Some guys are like that, like they think that they're the reason for XYZ. At the end of the day, the guys still got to go out there and play. But I always give Harbaugh the credit in a sense of we always talk about this team playing hard, right? Like when you look at the amount of loss that we've had this season alone through 4 weeks, all the injuries, every single week, even in defeat, even losing to the Colts, these guys are showing up and they're prepared and they're ready to play. Anytime you got somebody coming off the street and you can bring them in and they look like they've been here all off season, that has to be attributed to the coaches and the culture most importantly. And that's my biggest thing when I talk about and defend John Harbaugh. I think about the culture that the Ravens have. The culture that we have, it starts and stops with him. And when you look around the league, you can see different teams. Like looking at the Giants yesterday, I couldn't believe what I was watching. And a lot of that stuff it starts with coaching as well. Like, were you really prepared? I feel like John Harbaugh has us prepared every week, even with the clock management, like you said, those are things that are annoying because it's like, why do you keep doing the same thing? But overall, when you look at every coach in the NFL, there aren't many coaches that you would take above John Harbaugh, and it's not anybody that's perfect. So it's a great thing to win 150 games. I mean, a lot of people haven't done it. Coach has done it, and let's go. Let's try to win 50 more games. Let's get them to 200. You know what I mean? Like, congratulations, well done.
Yeah, all that would take is 10 wins for the next 5 years, which is real doable.
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, definitely congratulations to Harbaugh, man. He well deserved.
Hmm. All right.
All right. right, we got one more
And
topic to go. Go ahead, Shannon.
so the last topic is about Devin Duvernay. Now I know we talked about the wide receivers and we said they did okay and for what's going on as far as all the injuries. But when you look at how you expect him to contribute to the team, and I'm talking special teams and offensively, are you concerned about Devin Duvernay?
I didn't even know he got hurt. What happened to him first and foremost?
Well, I didn't know he got hurt either until you just said it. So I didn't even know that. If he is hurt, I didn't know
Yeah,
that until you said it right before we recorded.
yeah. That's why. No, because I saw the topic. I'm like concerned about. I'm like something must have happened to him. But
No.
I ain't
Well,
get.
the reason I asked about are you concerned is more or less about the punt return. It's a whole lot of fair catching. It's certain situations where you look at it and you're like, he could have ran for that. He probably could have got a little bit more yards. Like I'm asking, are you concerned? Because if you don't, you might not expect him to do a lot offensively, even though we feel like he can contribute. But right now, he's supposed to be our punt returner. And when I look at the special teams, I haven't seen anything big from him yet. Where I'm like, okay, that's the guy that I know can do the job. So that's what
Oh,
I mean. Like when I'm saying
remember
concern, are
last
you
week?
concerned
Hold
special
on.
teams?
I would say this. I get it. Nah, but no, I'm not. Remember last week against the Colts, or the week before last, he ran that big punt return back that he almost scored on in overtime. So yeah, he's gonna be
He can do.
he broke a tackle and game. And he almost took it to the house. But yeah, so nah, go ahead.
No, I mean that's what I was. And
Go
I
ahead. Go
know
ahead,
he did
Shannon.
that in the Colts. I know he did that in the Colts game, and that angers me because that was a winnable. Like he put us in a position to win that game, yes. But I'm talking like overall. When you look at the 4 weeks that we've seen him, that's why I'm asking about being concerned. And then like offensively, I'm not really concerned because I think it's more of a scheme issue, protection issue. We're not in a, like as far as why we're not seeing more for him. I do wish he could be more involved offensively, but my concern, why I asked the question, was more or less about the punt returning. It hasn't been what I would expect from him, and like I said, I know he had that big run against the Colts, but it's just been a little bit too many fair catches for me. So it made me wonder, like, is he, not really into it anymore? Does he not really want to do punt? Because some guys don't want to do that anymore. Like he might want a bigger role, particularly on the offense with guys being out. So that's why I was asking, are you concerned? Like special teams wise, it's just been a little bit too many fair catches for me.
But I got you. He probably just playing it safe, but nah, I don't. I'm not concerned because next week against Pittsburgh, he might run one back. So it's like, no, it's just certain opportunities. Probably, he didn't want to probably be greedy and cut and fumble or whatever. So yeah,
Hmm.
he just wanted to probably be cautious of. But no, I'm not concerned at all, man. He's an all pro returner, so yeah, we good in that department.
Being cautious, I don't want you to be timid either. Like it's the difference between being
I
cautious and being
I
timid.
don't
You
think
can't
he.
be scared
Like I
out
said,
there.
I don't. I think that's the. I me personally, this is me. I think Timmy is the furthest issue away from that. Like I said, he just I don't know. He probably just wanted to play it safe. Because like I said, this is a guy that was all pro and kick your punt return. So he
Okay,
was
so let
that
me ask you
good at
this:
it.
if he's playing it safe, my
So
question to you is
I don't
why?
know.
Why would he play it safe? If you think he's playing it safe, why would he play it safe?
I don't know. It could be, I don't really
So
have
that
a
that's so
concrete
that's why
answer.
I'm
All I could probably
and that's
say
why
just
I'm and
off of just
that's why timid came to mind for me because
educated
if you
guess.
playing it safe, right? So that's why timid came to mind for me because if you say he playing it safe, then that means just you're thinking, you're second guessing what you're doing, and that's a concern for me because, like you said, he is a Pro Bowl returner. So I don't want you to be out there and be what you're being cautious for. Like that's all I'm saying. If that's what it is, I guess my question is why, and then that's why timid comes up. Like,
All pro at that. Oh
yeah. So what are you cautious of then? What's wrong?
yeah. Uh, because some people fumble. Yeah, if he try to return it, ball pop up. We've seen it happen 7 times now. Our defense got to get back on the field after they done stopped them. So it's just little things like that. So like I said, if he feels like he can contribute, then yeah, he can contribute. But I don't think he's playing it safe. 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 I don't think like he can return, he gonna return it. Timid is to me is people like really being scared. I don't think Devin's scared. That's just said it's probably just he probably just got to feel it. He feel like he ain't gonna if the walk on the blocking is good enough, he can get some yards. He'll return it. I guess he just feeling it out on each part and kick return.
Well, I hope we have a good one on Sunday.
Oh
We
man,
need it.
yeah, for sure. I think he will. Oh man, everybody, another great show as usual. Shannon always bringing that fire. You know what I mean?
Mm-mm.
Like and subscribe. Y'all know what I'm about to say. Co-host, anything you want to say before we wrap it up?
Go O's. They chilling on their bye week. Well, by a couple bye days, they chilling. Find out. I think we play our first game on Saturday. Figure out who we're gonna play.
Hmm.
But yeah, go O's.
Yeah, man, they doing their thing, man. 101 wins, the first time since we broke the 100 win barrier on mark since 1980 for 43
Mm-hmm.
years, man. So I think it's time for us to get that trophy, man. Like it's been 40 years. So yeah,
Let's
man.
go.
That's and the O's got the team to do it. So we're gonna take it one game at a time, one series at a time. But I believe this team has what it takes to win the World Series.
Let's go.
So right there, so y'all stupid. Y'all be safe. Y'all be blessed. Check out the MLB playoffs and stuff like that. We'll see y'all Thursday. We're gonna do preview. Still a week, so we're gonna have some stuff to dive into.
hmm
Love you guys, and we are out.
Good night.
Make
Bye.
sure y'all trade. Y'all know what that means. Talk Ravens all day, every day from your host Justin P. My MVP co-host Miss Shannon. We'll see y'all.
Bye, Justin.